Today, if you catch something like smallpox, well, wait, you won't, because it's gone. It is eradicated. And that's how far we have come in medicine. We have shots for things that wiped out entire civilizations in the past, but the road to getting here was quite crazy. Let's start at the beginning. Back in 1796, a British doctor named Edward Jenner saw that milkmaids were not getting smallpox. His genius idea was to scrape pus out of a cow blister and jam it into a little boy's arm. It worked. The kid didn't die, smallpox numbers dropped, and Jenner basically invented vaccination. That too, without knowing what germs were. That moment eventually led to the global eradication of smallpox in 1980. One disease down, many to go. Still, nobody knew why any of this worked because people thought disease came from bad air, which they called miasma. So, while cholera ripped through cities, people were just spraying perfume and hoping for the best. Then came Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch in the 19th century, who looked through microscopes and found out that there were actually some tiny invisible things that were killing people. That was germ theory. After that, hospitals started sterilizing tools, doctors finally washed their hands, and we stopped thinking it was a curse when someone got tuberculosis. But before that, there was anesthesia. Imagine you are wide awake while someone is sawing off your leg. Basically, this was surgery before 1846. There were no painkillers. They would just give whiskey to the patient, some leather to bite, and let them scream as much as they wanted. Then someone used ether on a guy in front of a crowd and successfully knocked him out for tumor removal. And just like that, surgery became less of a torture session. Then in 1895, when Wilhelm Röntgen accidentally discovered X-rays while messing with cathode tubes, the first X-ray image was actually his wife's hand. They saw bones and a wedding ring. She was horrified, but the world was amazed. Soon, X-ray machines ended up in shoe stores. Yes, that's how it began. Then came the mold. In 1928, Alexander Fleming noticed that a bacteria-filled Petri dish grew mold, and the bacteria around it died. That's how penicillin was discovered. He nearly threw it out, didn't even win the big prize alone, but the discovery has saved over 200 million lives. Thank the mold. Speaking of miracles, let's talk about insulin. In the 1920s, a diabetes diagnosis meant your kid would not live out the year. Then, two scientists extracted insulin from dog pancreases, injected it into a dying child, and he bounced back. Medical ethics were still a work in progress though. Take the 1960 birth control pill. Women were enrolled in trials without being told what it was for. But that tiny pill flipped society upside down. After that, women could choose when or if to have kids, and the idea of family planning stopped being a joke. And then DNA. 1953, Watson and Crick strutted around with their double helix model, which was based on data they so-called borrowed from Rosalind Franklin, who of course didn't get the Nobel. But that twisty ladder became the foundation for modern genetics. Ancestry tests, paternity lawsuits, genetically modified corn, all thanks to that. By the 1970s and beyond, we started pushing limits. In 1954, the first kidney transplant happened between twin brothers. Later we got heart, lung, and even face transplants. Today they are putting wombs into women who don't have them, and those women are giving birth. And then came the imaging revolution. MRI, CT, PET. That's how it became possible for doctors to see inside your body without cutting you open. And don't forget CRISPR, gene editing that is as simple as cut, paste, repeat. In 2018, a Chinese scientist made gene editing babies. He got jailed, but the door is open now. We are rewriting DNA. Diseases like Huntington's might be gone someday, or we might get glow-in-the-dark superhumans. Depends on who's funding the lab. Meanwhile, artificial hearts are now so advanced, some patients live without a pulse. And we also have bionic limbs. We have basically turned amputees into cyborgs. Let's not forget some older, weirder stuff that still works. Blood transfusion, which was tried as early as the 1600s. Today, it is routine. Then there is in vitro fertilization. First test tube baby in 1978, now there are millions. Leeches and maggots are still FDA approved. Maggots clean wounds, leeches help with blood flow in finger reattachments. It's gross, but definitely effective. Medicine today is almost unrecognizable compared to where it started. We used to rub herbs on wounds, now we are building synthetic organs. We've gone from superstition to space-age science, and we are not done. Somewhere in a lab right now, there is a researcher using AI to design bacteria-killing enzymes or programming cells to eat tumors. We don't know what the next breakthrough will be, but judging by history, it will probably start as an accident. Sound ridiculous at first, involve someone not washing their hands, and then go on to save millions of lives. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. That was all for today's video. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more quick and casual explanations. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.